This is the construction card for your first kit, the penguin card. So for contents, you should have a piece of designer paper. This is actually punched out of designer paper. Stampin' Up! Does not allow us to include stamped images in a kit, so you will need to come up with your own sentiment for this card. There should be 2 die-cut snowflakes, there should be some rhinestones, and then you have a piece that's already scored, and this one is already scored in die-cut, but for the sake of instruction, I just wanted to show you how I did these. This is a quarter card pop-out card. So this is 5.5 inches long ways, which means you want to score it at the halfway mark, which is going to be 2 3/4. And then, as always, be sure to give this a good crease. You're going to put it in an envelope flat this way, but you want it to kind of want to stand up on its own. So do make sure there's a good crease in that back. This is going to be the piece in the front that will pull it out. You want tabs in here to attach it to the main piece. So I scored at 1/2 inch on each side. I had cut my piece 6.5 inches long. 1/2 inch takes this down to 5.5 inches, so it will fit right across the front of there. For most of these mini bendy cards, when you make them, you're going to distress this paper right now as the next step. I'm actually going to do one more step on this one. I wanted a curve here to look like a snowdrift. You could cut that with a regular scissors. I chose to use one of the dies from the Basics Borders die set. So there's a lot of different shapes that are in here. I suppose I could have done that one. It could have looked like fluffy snowflakes, but I decided to use this one. So I'm going to take this off camera for a moment, put it in like this, and come back with a snowdrift. So your kit is already going to have this done. And if you don't like the stitching, then just come in with the scissors and smooth it out. But I thought the stitching looked kind of cute. It maybe gave a finished edge to that. All right, so the construction is super easy. You just want to put adhesive on the back side of these 2 little tabs to hold it to the main card. And then I keep these folded under, and I snug this right up into the corner down here. You do want, if you can, to have it level with the bottom. And then you want to take your bone folder. This step can be done before you adhere it or after. Either way, I have done it and it works fine. Maybe easier before you adhere it. So by distressing that paper, when it comes flat out of an envelope, the card itself, it's going to pull itself forward. It's going to want to stand up like that. All right, now people can look in the bottom and see where those tabs are adhered. So at this point, you can come and bring that piece of designer paper and just slip it in and cover it up. But you need to fold that designer paper first. So the next step then is to line up the creases on your designer paper and the backing and go ahead and glue this in. So I decided to put my penguin off to the right as the snow slopes down because I had more space up here then to go ahead and put a sentiment. And actually, if you're worried about lining things up, you might have wanted to stamp that sentiment before you glue it on. I'm going to use Night of Navy because it matches the color that's in the designer paper. And with Christmas coming up, I decided to turn this into a thank you card, but you could put any kind of sentiment that you want on here. I'm going to use this one that says thank you snow much, and it comes from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. At this point, the rest of the decoration is easy. I'm going to glue on my penguin. I'm going to add some rhinestones around the words. I'm going to pop on my 2 snowflakes, and I'm going to put a rhinestone in the center of each of them. Now you could use liquid glue on here, or I'm just going to pop these on with a glue dot. One word of caution, realize that there's going to be that little bit of give, and so you want to make sure that the edges of your snowflake aren't going to get caught in that crease. There's my finished card. And yours will look different because you'll have a different sentiment. I would love to see pictures of your finished projects in our INKcredible Crafty Crew Facebook group if you're not already a part of that. And make sure you download the template, the cutting and scoring template for this card, so that you can make lots more of these fun cards and show those off in our gallery too.